Hello, good morning everyone. How are we all doing? It is game week 10 deadline stream. Thank you all very much for joining me. Hello. Good morning to you all. Let's say hello to a few of you in the chat. Before we get in, you'll notice my team is not up on screen right now. That's because I have something exciting that I need to show you. Everyone ready? I haven't made my transfers yet. Ha ha ha. The suspense. But no, I haven't made my transfers yet. No, I haven't made my transfers yet. Let's say hello to a few of you in the chat. Well, then we'll talk about what transfers I am considering making going into the deadline. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, ASV Jace. Good morning to John. Good morning to Nicolaj, Luke, Liam, Bombus, Carly, James, Alexander Arnold, Chip, CPT Future, Jordan, STE, Maxim, FPL Tiger, Carter. Hello to all the members mod in and supporting and the moderators in this morning. Thank you all very much for joining me and thank you for your support as well. What is up, everyone? Good morning. Reporting for duty. Luke, we want to hear it. Well, to be fair, it doesn't actually bother me. All right, it's people who own Gvardiol who care. But we appreciate any service. For anyone who doesn't know, Luke Talks Football, who's in the chat, is apparently staying in the same hotel in Bournemouth as the Manchester City squad is today. So that's why he's in saying he's reporting for duty. Rekik, O'Neill, Senga, Amanash, Paul, Luke, Anup, James, Football Crazy. Nice to see some of you back in this morning. Hello. Thank you all very much for joining. Just before we start, if you want to drop a like on the stream and subscribe, that would be fantastic. That would be my next holiday destination. I should be to go to South Africa because I should go to Cape Town. I've been to Cape Town and I had a very lovely time, thank you. I have been to Cape Town probably about 4 years ago and I had a very nice time there. Solanke will not score. Good morning. Matthew, thank you for the super chat. Surely we can't keep Solanke. Any ideas who to replace Van der Ven? Yes, we will get to all of this. You own Gvardiol, so you're going to try and find out. It's a long journey, as was the Arsenal squad going up last night to Newcastle. So, let's recap on my potential transfers for this week. Let me just turn off the clicking of my mouse so you don't have to hear that for the next 2 hours. Remind me later. Perfect. So let's talk about some potential transfers for me. There are 2 routes to go down for my transfers this week. I can either sell Dominic Solanke to Matheus Cunha, or I can do the Erling Haaland swap of Haaland to Matheus Cunha and Cole Palmer to, no, not Cole Palmer, Mavididi to Mo Salah. Right now, the chances of me selling Salah are going up. If you are someone in the chat who thinks I'm honestly doing this for the sake of the views and sake of the stream, I promise you it's not. I've let a Solanke price change go. I've let a Cunha price change go. And I wouldn't have done that if there wasn't a really serious chance that I end up selling Erling Haaland before the deadline. So that's where we're at. It's one of those two. It's one of those two. I'd be really interested to know what the chat would say. We all know Harry doesn't gamble. Is it a gamble when it's predicted to score more points? That is the question. Why Haaland? He's gained his form back. I mean, He's 15.4 million. That's the thing. I'm not saying Erling Haaland is not going to score goals anymore. That is not the reason I'm selling him. I'm selling him because he needs to score a lot of points. There will need to be a lot of points for that value, which there were at the start of the season and haven't been recently. Any injury news? By the way, how was Lisbon? Did I end up trying Polvo a Lagrerio? No, I didn't try that, but I had... I can't pronounce it. It begins with F. The one with all the cheese and then the beer and tomato sauce with all the meat and the bread. That I had, and that was very nice. Lisbon was very nice, thank you. Still reckon I regret it 100%. Francescina, that's the one. That's the one. Who do I go for between Visa and Raul? Personally, I'd go with Visa. I just think Brentford are more likely to score more than one goal, which will give you a double, more likely to give you a double return. Mavidi, do you think he'll score? Do you think? Do you think? Salah, much better chance to get points. Yeah. Well, because he's a creator. Is it worth Slanky to Cunha -4? Did VVD to 8 Nori? I don't think I'd do the Cunha move to a hit unless you know you want to do it next week. Cameron Archer is the best differential. He's up there for predicted goals so far this week, which I think is absolutely crazy. But yeah. Any updates on Gabriel? So yes, Gabriel we do have. Gabriel has apparently... Apparently he trained yesterday and was expected to travel with the squad. So, or did we know that he travelled with the squad? I can't remember. We got a lot of Gabriel stuff and it was all very positive. So I'm fully expecting Gabriel to play this morning. Yeah, Gabriel has travelled with the Arsenal squad, is what we got. Apparently he has travelled. So apparently he has travelled. So that's all a positive for us. Yeah. Don't go selling Gabriel. The thing is, I believe Haaland will score goals, but does Salah and Cunha outscore him? Probably. This is the thing. I'm not selling... People selling Haaland are not selling Haaland because they think he's a bad pick all of a sudden. That's not why they're selling him. They're selling him because they think the two players that you bring in will outscore the ones that you're taking out. The value in those cheap forwards is very, very good at the moment. Krishanu, start 2 out of 4. 1 midfielder and 1 defender. Rodgers, Mikalenko, Dibbling, 8 Nori. I'd start Rodgers over Dibbling and I would start 8 Nori over Mikalenko. Both Salah and Haaland. If I had to captain one, I probably would end up on Haaland just because he's the more highly owned one. But it's pretty close. Most people would say Salah's a better captain this week. Gabriel out for Konate for a hit. Struggling to have 3 fit defenders. Don't sell Gabriel. I'd give Gabriel a 75% chance of starting this morning. So I wouldn't go selling Gabriel. I wouldn't go selling Gabriel. Captain Mbermo or Mateus Cunha. I probably wouldn't captain either, but it would be on Cunha if I had to pick one of those. Sponge, good morning to you. Cunha, Wood or Jimenez. I would go Cunha, the best long-term pick of those 3 personally. Also, we know how good he can be for bonus points as well, which is probably what puts him top. Can you tell us your route to game week 11 and 12 if I don't sell Haaland? I end up rolling a lot of transfers if I don't sell Haaland. I do Slanky to Cunha this week if I don't sell Haaland, and then I leave like $1 million in the bank, and like that's basically it. Like I might do Mikalenko to Konate, but outside of that, I don't then end up making very many transfers for the next few weeks because Semenyo just subs in for Mavididi. I might end up changing Mavididi at some point, but there's no one really there, and I don't really have the value to do anything with that spot at the moment. Start Delap or Rodgers Delap. If you've got Delap at home to Leicester, you have to start him. After you bench Gabriel's 15 points against Spurs, I've said I'll never bench him again. Start Gabriel or Mikalenko. Gabriel. Start Semenyo or Rodgers. Rodgers. I'd play Rogers. Mark, thank you for joining at the base tier level. Welcome to the channel. FPL Harry, let me tell you something. I wonder what it's going to be. Who the Haaland replacement if I get Salah? It'll be Cunha. I'm almost certain I'll own Cunha for the deadline. Now, part of the reason I wonder about doing the Haaland swap is keeping Solanke. Because he's got Ipswich at home next week. And surely he's got to get something in that game. Surely he gets something against Ipswich at home. Surely he does. Wood, Gabriel, McNeil and Son flagged, but tempted to roll and risk it. I very much expect Wood to start. I expect Gabriel to start, and I expect Son to start. McNeil I'm less sure on. I would be surprised if you don't get 3 or 4 starts from their Xander Red. So yes, I wouldn't have a problem with rolling in that position. He's playing more in the centre, true. Never heard anyone say surely like that. When do we expect to learn the mystery chip? It will be about when the first wildcard expires, I imagine. I expect to hear by the end of the year. But that's kind of what I've got in my mind. We might hear before then. I think they said we'll know going into the second half of the season, going into January. But I hope we hear by the end of this year. Who would I bench from Gabriel, Lewis and Robinson? Probably Robinson against Brentford. Brentford are scoring goals at the moment. I'm hoping we hear and then a few weeks later it becomes active, but it might just be that they wait until it becomes active. Do I think Fabianski starts again? My other goalkeeper is Verbruggen. Yeah, I expect Fabianski to start again. I do. I think he'll start the next few. I actually plan on playing him next week. In game week 11, he's got Everton at home, whereas Raya goes away to Chelsea. And with Palmer and Gabriel and Saka already in that game, I think I'll probably play Fabianski at home to Everton next week before the international break. That is probably my plan. Is Foden starting? I would be surprised if Foden doesn't. They don't really have enough fit players to not start Phil Foden at the moment. Is Saliba starting? I can't see any reason why not. He is back from his suspension. There's no reason why he shouldn't start. Spurs season ticket holder here. Solanke literally gets no chances. His position is awful in Ange's system. You're probably not wrong, but there are a couple of games here. Well, there's one game here next week that I do really wonder about. Because my combination is, right, I'm getting Cunha regardless. So it's Salah and Solanke this week versus Haaland and Mabadidi. And then next week it's Salah and Solanke again against Haaland and Semenyo. Would I be tempted? I was tempted on the Palmer captain before we got a new manager at Manchester United. So much uncertainty on what we're going to see from them. There is a few of you asking about Manchester United players in the chat. My issue with them is this split, the split managers that we're going to get over the next couple of weeks. There's a 4-week span now where people are looking to buy. You've got Chelsea at home, Leicester at home, someone away, and Ipswich and someone else. And the issue is we're going to have Van Nistelrooy probably for 2 games and then the new manager for 2 games. And different players might be good in different systems. For example, you might buy Garnacho for the first couple because he's nice and cheap, but we don't know he's going to start in the new system. However, Diego Dallo might be really good in the back 3 new system, but he's not necessarily good now because they're not watertight when they're playing this back 4. Like we still saw them concede twice to that Leicester team midweek. So it's very difficult to highlight players who I think are going to be good in both systems. Ipswich after the break is the first game. So if you're looking to buy now, you need to buy a player who you're pretty certain will be good in both systems. And I don't think that leaves loads that we can be certain on. I think it leaves Bruno, of course, but there's a small chance Bruno plays in the midfield of the 2. Then you have a look at someone like a Haaland. Then you have a look at someone like a Haaland who could play across both. So, yeah. sec. Ain't Nori for Van de Ven? Yes, I would. B-Mac, let me have a look. Start 1, Robertson, Gabriel, Lewis. Robertson of Liverpool. I don't think Robertson's going to start. I'd probably play Gabriel out of them. Salah, Cunha switch in game week 10. Nori in game week 11 for Lewis. Sanchez and Jackson in game week 12 for Riot and DCL. All for free. Does this sound okay? I don't love Sanchez, but yes, I don't mind the moves. Am I looking out for Wood injury news in the next hour? Do I trust he starts? I trust Chris Wood starts, and I'm not gonna sell him if he doesn't. I'm not gonna sell him if he doesn't. So I don't think Robertson starts for Liverpool. I think it'll be Tsimikas. Slurping the tea. Sorry. As a replacements, please. The issue is there's not loads of midfielders I actually would recommend buying this week at about that price. I find it really difficult to recommend midfielders that aren't expensive this week. So there just aren't very many. Like you could go back to Brennan Johnson. Like I still don't mind him as a buy. Brian and Mbumo, you could go down to someone like a Rodgers, who I still think is a good buy. Like there aren't loads in and around that budget unless you want to punt on someone like a Garnacho. Aina, Rodgers, sorry, Victoria's Secret. Aina, Rodgers, Haaland, or Konate, Salah, Jackson from 12. Well, like that just screams the Salah route being better. That just screams the Salah route being better. Someone said in the captaincy tab it shows Salah playing Liverpool. No, it's the fixture. It's Liverpool, Brighton. The top one is Bournemouth, Man City. It depends on the home and away team. The other captains are basically all away, which is why it looks different. But you've got Bournemouth, you've got the home and away team. Mo Salah is at home this week to Brighton. Let me see. Let me do a little poll in the chat. Start a poll. Haaland. Interesting. I've seen a few people asking about going for a Haaland, Salah, Palmer team. I just don't think it's. I don't like it at all. Like the money, the extra. Like I have to upgrade Saka to Salah to do that. So I need 2.5 million to do that. 1 million comes from Solanke to Cunha. So I still need 1.5 million. Like I can do Gabriel to another 4.5. I could do Raya down to a 4.5 keeper and Semenyo down to a 5 million midfielder. Like that looks so short. Oh, my graphic isn't moving. Thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate you letting me know. Surely Semenyo against injured City. Mavididi been woeful. Yeah. I know what you mean, but it is Ipswich. If I don't make the transfers, I'll start Mavididi for one more week. And then he'll be onto the bench. You already did your transfers, but was Palmer to Salah, Trent to Konate, and DCL to Cunha. Good transfer. I mean, you'll want a route back to Palmer in a couple of weeks. Like, Palmer for me is the number one premium in the game now. So, Palmer's going nowhere. Saka is going nowhere. And then I need to make my bed in either Haaland or Salah. Who to buy in defence? No CW. 8. Who to buy in defence? Nori's the number one defender to buy. FPL Victoria's Harry, the wife needs advice, and apparently she doesn't trust mine. She's ranked 5.9 million. Does she captain Haaland, Palmer, and Mbumo? I mean, I still don't think this is the area of the season to be going completely maverick. I still think Haaland is the best captain there. Mbumo, if he was at home, Fulham are a good side, and we don't know what we're going to get from United. So I would probably stay on Haaland there. I would probably stay on Erling Haaland. If it's going to cost you having an actual bench, the threemium isn't worth it. I think the threemium's worth it, but I don't think the threemium can include Haaland and Salah personally. I guess this season shows that FPL Towers got most of the prices spot on. They've absolutely smashed it. There's no one I really look at that was too cheap. Maybe Rico Lewis in the end was 0.5 too cheap, but like that is what it is. Like no one's been priced more than 0.5 the wrong way, I would say. Threemium with Salah and Haaland, you meant? Yeah, I agree. Should I start Winks or Van der Berg? I mean, I'll probably favour Winks. He's been not bad. And I don't think Brentford keep a clean sheet. So is Saka more important than Salah? Not at this very moment, but long term. No, Salah is more important than Saka. But if you're going Haaland and you're going to captain Haaland, then yes. If you take captaincy out of it, then yes. Thoughts on Darwin? I don't understand why people are buying Darwin. You're buying him for a 3-week spell where there are other forwards with really nice fixtures over those 3 weeks. Like, I don't understand why you'd buy Darwin instead of buying a Cunha or instead of buying a Visa or buying a Raul Jimenez. It's just asking for trouble, I think, that transfer. If you've got a wild card for game week 12, then there is part of me that thinks, yeah, fine, then that's maybe worth the risk. But generally, I don't think the Darwin punt is... is really one I would be doing personally. Play Rodgers or Semenyo. I quite like the Rodgers and Watkins matchup this week against Aston Villa. Yeah, I would be going on... I'd be starting Rodgers. There's not many situations now I think you'd be benching Rodgers. I'd play Rodgers over Mavididi if I had him this week. Would I go with Haaland? Would I go with that Haaland, a midfield of Saka, Son, Salah, Palmer, and Burmo? I don't quite know how I'd get... It's possible that I can get to that. I don't think I can get to the Son option. So this would be Haaland, Mavididi to Salah, Cunha. That would be needing to do Semenyo to Son. I'm 3 million short of that. Like, I don't think I can get to that. That feels like stretching it again too far, whereas the Haaland Salah team is also stretching it too far. It's really nice, but I don't think I could get to that. Like, I don't think Son is... It would be a step too far. He would be a step too far. Interesting. No, AFCON in January this season is big for Salah. Yeah, I mean that's a long way away though. That's not something that's going to impact my decision making at the moment. Something that would have impacted if I was looking to buy him in the end of November, going into December maybe, but now no. Haaland only is 34%, Salah only 29%. Both is 34%, neither is only 4%. Bench Rodgers or Nori, I'd play Nori. Luke Smith. Foden Slanky to Saka Cunha or Foden Haaland Johnson to Saka. I mean, I like the second moves, but it's only if you're comfortable selling Haaland. If you're not comfortable selling Haaland, then just do the first route. If you are, it's one of those. I don't want to massively sway people in terms of keeping or selling Haaland, because that's one that's very personal. It's not something that I can massively sway people on, and I don't want to have a really strong opinion on it because, it's a very balanced debate. It's a very balanced debate. Sorry, I'm just cleaning my whiteboard from all the notes from my video this week. Van der Ven. I had to talk about injuries in my video yesterday and had to write them all down because there were so many of them. There we go. Van de Ven to Konate. I like the move. I like Konate a lot. I do have my eyes on Konate. Yes. Am I selling Are you selling Salah? I don't own Salah, so I might buy Salah, but I won't be selling him again. Ashley Young is very good in past fixtures. What do I think about him? I'm really not going to recommend anyone to buy him, particularly when Mikalenko is cheaper. There are also other right backs who are currently injured who may end up coming back and taking his place. A good forward punt for your mini leagues. I'd probably go Visa of Brentford if you want a punt. No return since ages on Solanke. Yeah, I completely get that. Punt on Gabriel to 8 Nori and Foden up to Palmer. Wildcarding in 12. If you're wildcarding in 12, I don't mind that. But Gabriel I'd want back on in 12. That's why I don't want to keep. That's why I don't want to sell him. The fixtures, like Arsenal, are very close to having a fully fit squad again. We're expecting after the break in 12 that they'll have, of course, Gabriel, they'll have Saliba, they'll have Ben White, they'll probably have Calafiori, they've got Timber, there will be a return for Odegaard as well. Like, the whole squad is going to be fit again going into game week 12, we think. So I'm happy to hold triple Arsenal now, and just hope the next two are good enough so that game week 12 comes around and I've already got them in place. Out of interest, I've very slightly changed my setup. How is the audio? Is it any different at all? If it's exactly the same, that's the hope. I've moved things around so I can see my whole screen while I stream rather than having the microphone in front of it. So things are very slightly different, but it should be okay. Audio is good. If it's fine. Also, the volume level should be fine as well. Audio excellent. Audio is perfect. Oh, you guys are so kind. Perfect audio. It's loud and clear. Cool. That's good. I can see my whole screen now when I stream. It's great. In the top 10k, is Gvardiol starting or swap to Lewis? Hit for Strand to Cunha. I do think that Cunha will be worth the value over Strand Larsen. Personally, I think he'll be worth the money difference. Is Delap... I think it will pay off a hit over the long term. Is Delap a minute's risk after not starting last week? Possible outside shot for captain. I wouldn't captain him, but I would think he starts. I do think Delap will come back into the lineup. Apparently, it was just because of the amount of minutes that they have played. Transfer in one of 8 Nori or Konate. I'd go 8 Nori first, just because the long-term fixtures, like even Villa next week, I don't love for a clean sheet. So I'd go 8 Nori over Cunha over Konate. Is it worth getting in Chris Wood for the next week or so? This is it. And every week it's not like Wood has never been the forward to buy any specific week, but he continues to do well. I would still buy Visa and I would buy Cunha over buying Chris Wood now at 6.4. It's the same personal thing. Only you can properly sense the difference. Yeah. I don't want to sway people on Haaland to Salah. I don't want to do it because it is a transfer that is very, very personal on how you feel about Haaland as an asset. Audio has never sounded better. All we are missing is the cruise ship. I know, it's such a shame. I need to start moving and streaming in random places so I can show you the scenery. Good morning. Will I be holding up a sign today? Probably not, but we might have some exciting transfers. Yeah, if you could drop a like on the stream. There are 3,800 of you in and only 300 likes. So over 3,000 of you haven't liked the stream. I was going to send Ross a message while he was streaming and tell him to... Do I have my headphones? I do. Right, I will do this while we are... No, I don't want to... I need to connect it to... I was going to ask him about Salah. Wolves terrible for clean sheets and based on last year, poor for goals scored. They're a trap, aren't they? I mean, it's pretty hard to say they're bad for clean sheets when they've played Brighton away, City, Brentford away, Liverpool, Villa away, Newcastle, Forest away, Chelsea. Like, no, they're never gonna. They're never gonna keep a clean sheet in this run. They're never gonna keep a clean sheet in this run. So. You're not tempted to start Semenyo against City. I don't think so. I'm going to give Mavididi one more week. Wait for Delap this game week. I think he should start, yeah. Vardy or Calvert-Lewin? Vardy. Foden to Salah for free? Yes, I would. Nothing on... Sorry. Big Dom to Cunha, Harry, and leave it there, lad. I just think is, I do fancy Slanky in that fixture next week. Any McNeil news? Nothing. Nothing really on McNeil. He's expected to play. No, he's expected to probably be in the squad, but my mic is so much better and louder now. We don't think he's going to start though, McNeil. I personally don't. Son news, we expect him to be okay. Any Gvardiol news? Nothing. We are potentially hoping for some this morning. Though. If you don't move Salah this week, Ross told me to do it, so that's got to be it. Sorry, I was listening to answer my super chat. Audio's never sounded better. That's what we love to hear. Can even hear you in northern Hungary. Well, that helps. Is McNeil starting? I'd be surprised if McNeil starts, but he's been with the physios this week, and that doesn't sound massively positive, to be honest. Start bench. Screen is blank. Yes, I haven't really added anyone into the start bench, to be honest. And there's no real benching dilemmas, to be honest. Ross said yes. Just came over to my stream to tell me. I know, I was listening. So, let's see. Ross said do it. Ross is trying to sabotage me, though. I don't believe him. He wants me to do it. He knows he doesn't think I would do it. That's why. I started reading, but if I never moved for Salah this week, will you both go in next week or hold Haaland? I'm never going to build a Haaland Salah draft, I don't think, because I like Saka Palmer enough without the captaincy there, so I don't think I'll end up on all double premiums. Salah for a -4. It depends who you're selling. I don't think I'd do the Haaland move from... This is it. Like, I say I wouldn't do the Haaland move for a -4, but the thing is with the -4 is it's probably going to swing much more than 4 points one way or another. So if you feel strongly that Salah is better than Haaland, then I probably would do it for a hit. 2 free transfers. Watkins and Foden to Saka and Jackson. No, I wouldn't do that this week. Not with the fixtures this week. I would do it maybe in a couple, but not this week. I probably wouldn't do it next week when he plays Villa. Frosty, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Good morning to you. Foden and Solanke to Palmer and Visa Raul for free. Yes, I probably would do that. Gabriel or Milenkovic, I'd play Gabriel. Should I do Haaland and Mavididi to Salah and an 8.1 million forward for -4? If yes, which forward? I'd probably go Cunha. 3 free transfers, Haaland, Diaz, Semenya, Rodgers to Cunha or Raul. Salah, Saka, Son. I'd go Saka, Cunha, Salah if you can afford it. Yeah. If selling Haaland gets you to... The thing is, the reason my situation is different is because I sold Trent. So for a lot of people, selling Haaland gets them 2 premiums. They gets them Salah and one of Palmer or Saka or Son as well. Whereas for me, it only gets me Salah. So it's not quite as beneficial because I already have the Saka Palmer in place at the moment. Visa for Slanky, I like that as a move. Yeah. Mavididi or Rodgers, I'd probably play Mavididi if I've held him this long. I'd probably stick with him if I'd held him this long. But Mavididi's going to score today and I'm going to end up selling him. That's how the world is going to work. I can feel it. Oh, I've missed your super chat, Mukhtar. Did I? Where? Oh, keep Son or sell and buy Saka Palmer. You have Salah. I'd keep Son. We expect him to be okay. If I was going to sell him, I'd go to Palmer first. But start Fabianski or Flecken, I'd play Fabianski. Have Rico, 8 Nori. Have Rico, Lewis, 8 Nori, Gabriel, Gavardio start 3. I'd probably bench Gavardio. I'm not certain they'll keep a clean sheet. You must make plans for game week 8. 18, you're going to need all the premiums. I can't own all the premiums. What are the fixtures in game week 18? Haaland at home to Everton, good. Chelsea at home to Fulham, good. And Liverpool at home to Leicester, great. Arsenal at home to Ipswich, right. Well, we're going to have to... wow. You're going to go without 8. And, I mean, Son's the one, right? Away at Forest. That's probably the hardest fixture we've got there. I mean, we can't own them all, right? We can't own them all. I might go back to Haaland by then. That's a long way away. And he does go into a nice run of fixtures in like 18. But that's quite a lot of time to go without him. And then I might revisit it in 18 for Everton at home, Leicester away, West Ham at home, Brentford away, Ipswich away. Like, that's nice. But then he might have to come out again here. And then he has to go back in for the run-in, like 28 to 38, like that'll be it. He'll be back in then. So I do wonder about just coming to terms with the fact that Haaland's not going to be in all season. Haaland versus 2 high lines in the next 3. Brighton, Spurs, Halls are coming. True, but like these teams are not completely stupid, or else I hope they're not. Although I hope they're not. Can't just let him. Has the cartel approved Haaland to Salah? I don't know. I wish I knew. We saw very clearly that I'm not part of the cartel when I still have a Bukayo Saka in my team. And I'm glad I do. Who scores more points this week, Salah or Nunez? Adam, please help me. Who scores more points this week, Mavididi or Matheus Cunha? Obviously, Matheus Nunez is the one to go and buy. Am I worried about Slanky minutes? Not massively. Not massively. I expect he gets a rest next midweek. Plays Villa, plays Ipswich. What I think of Palmer to Salah, I wouldn't be selling Palmer at all. Is it worth getting Smith Rowe over Rodgers for a hit? No, I wouldn't do that either. Rodgers had a full rest against a Spurs team who now don't have Van der Ven. You have Lewis, 8 Nori and Gabriel with Van der Ven on the bench. Should I roll transfer or move Van der Ven to Konate? I'd be tempted to do Van der Ven to Konate and bench Lewis, but you'll probably get 3 defenders out there. How does my starting lineup sound? Yeah, looks nice. Who are you you're captaining Haaland, I imagine. You've got Watkins, and I'm not sure he's worth the money, but Watkins to Cunha would be one I'd look at. It would give you Son up to Salah, maybe. When do I like the sound of using my triple captain? We'll do in a moment. Semenya, Slanky, Foden to Salah, Dibbling, Raul for a hit. Yeah, I don't love that, actually. I don't love that. I don't like that much, actually. When do I plan on using my triple captain? It feels really nice to still have my triple captain, and so many people have played it, and I haven't really suffered as a result. There are a few. Like, I look at Palmer. He's got, like, Leicester at home. He's got Ipswich at home. Everton at home. Like, it's got some nice fixtures in there. There's loads of options, and I think I'm just going to hold it right till the end of the season now. I've got past the early sort of ones where loads of people are playing it, so there's going to be FOMO. There's not going to be that now, because there's not going to be a week where loads of people are playing the triple captain anymore until we get towards the end of the season. So I probably just plan on holding it until we get to game week 30 onwards again now. I might end up playing it in a single, because there's still not going to be enough doubles to play it in. Like, it will still probably get played in a double game week, but I think it will be towards the end of the season now. And I'll hope that it snows. I'll hope that we get another double. If we get a third double, then I'll play it on whoever has a double in that week. Like, even if it's like a Leicester, I was going to say Leicester Brentford, I'd happily triple captain and Burmo. I'll play it on someone if there's a third double, even if it's a team I don't love. Like, I'd happily triple captain Chris Wood, for example. So that's the aim. Hold it to the end of the season. Hope it snows, and hope there's an extra double. Hope there's an extra double. Bench anyone out of the 4. Aina, Lewis, Aït-Nouri, and Gabriel. For Aina, Lewis, Aït-Nouri, and Gabriel. Probably Lewis. Probably Lewis. Johnson replacement. Sorry, I was replying to something. Someone had sent me a screenshot of like someone had posted odds for goal scorers this week, and Haaland is like 10 times more likely to score than anyone else because it's sign up odds, so it doesn't count. Like, some bookie will be giving people 10-1 for Salah to score this weekend if you sign up, so that doesn't count. Haaland, Slanky, Foden, Cunha, Salah. Like, I'm surprised. There's so much money coming out here. Like, you're doing Haaland out and Foden and Slanky for, like, you must be left with about 10 million in the bank with that. If it allows you to do Palmer next week, then maybe, but I don't necessarily think that outscores it this week, so I probably wouldn't do that this week. I'd maybe just do some of the cheaper ones. McNeil start? I doubt it, but it's possible. Liam Delap, I expect to start. Why haven't I done Solanke to Cunha? Because I think I might sell Haaland. My fiance was going to sleep last night, and I was like, you know what? I think I might sell Haaland. And she was like, thanks for telling me. She was half asleep. But I did say it. And I didn't move for Solanke last night. So there must be part of me that wants to do it. Got to give Haaland one more week after his XG last game. XG was Southampton, though. Bournemouth had a week to prepare for him. You're going to move Salah next week if he blanks again. But part of the reason is the fixture this week. Part of the reason is the fixture this week. Start McNeil or Rodgers. Afraid that McNeil subs on. I'd be tempted to play Rodgers against that Spurs team, yeah. Bench 1. Aina, Aït-Nouri, Gabriel or Gavardio. Probably Gavardio. I'd probably bench Gavardio. I'm pretty certain Gabriel will start. I'm pretty certain Gabriel will start. We have an hour and 10 minutes to go to the deadline. It is... we still got a bit of time. Still got a bit of time. Just doing some trading on EAFC 25. Making some coins. I've got 850k in the bank. That's how I play this game. Invest. Don't actually play the game. Would I start McNeil? It depends who your bench is. Trent out for 8 Nori. Like, I don't think this is the week. If you've held Trent this long, I'd probably wait for the... I'd probably let these fixtures go. I haven't played much EFC, but I've got loads of money in the bank. I can show you my team. We'll load it up. What to do with Son? I would keep Son. I expect him to start this week. And if he starts this week, he's just as good as the other premiums against that Villa high line. Yeah. I'm going to get roasted for my team. Just a caveat. I do first owner only. RTG first owner only. So I can only pack players or do SBCs. This is my team. I need to do the new evolution that came out and probably put Upamecano into it. I think you can go into it. You love everything I do, but literally repeat everything I say. Yeah, I am really bad at that. I am really... Sorry. Paid advertising? No. If only FIFA paid... If only EA paid me to advertise their game. If only. Why no transfers this week, Harry? I'm going to be making transfers. But I think I'm going to sell Haaland. If I'm honest. Think I'm going to sell Haaland. By the way, we are really, really close to 140,000 subscribers. We may have already even hit it. We did. We hit it. Thank you very much. We were really close this morning, last night when I went to bed, and we have just hit 150,000 subscribers. So thank you all very much. I appreciate it. To think 6 months ago we were doing that celebration for 100k and we have now hit 140. Thank you all. I appreciate it. It's so good. 150. That's next. But yeah, I appreciate it so much. Thank you all for the support on the channel. I appreciate it a lot. 140,000 people watching me sell Haaland for Salah is going to be an interesting one. Is Wood injured? I don't think so. I think Wood will play. Who do I start? Gabriel or Levi Colwill? Gabriel. I expect Gabriel to start. You've sold Haaland this week, currently in the top 5k. Maybe you won't be, or maybe you'll be even higher. Get it done. Robertson of Liverpool, I don't expect to play. No. Road to 1 million. There we go. That's the aim. Mr. Beast and the Sidemen, watch out. Mr. Beast and the Sidemen need to watch out. I'm coming for them. I need to watch. Apparently Chris MD did a really, one of the best ever football videos the other day. Apparently it's amazing, really nostalgic as well. So I need to watch that. If anyone's watched it, let me know. I need to watch it. Used to watch Chris MD all the time when I was younger, along with the others. Road to Shore, the lot. Welbeck to 4.5 or Trent to 8 Nori to enable Eze to Saka. Probably not Welbeck out. Yeah, it's a banger. I'll get on it. I will get on it at some point. Thoughts on Watkins? I don't think he's worth the money with the fixtures they've got and the congestion they've got. We've seen fatigue for them. Kepa is out for the game. Why sell Haaland? Because I don't think Kepa is a massive upgrade on. Why does my fixtures say Prime Video? Where? My fixtures say Prime Video. don't know what the question is. We don't really have anyone in the start or bench this week, to be honest. It's more selling decisions than benching decisions. Oh, is the 12:30 kickoff on Prime? Oh, in game week 18. Yeah. But we're not in game week 18. We're in game week 10. It's back on TNT. It's back on TNT. Sell Gavardio or Gabriel for 8 Nori. I'd probably sell Gavardio. Like, the fixtures for City are just not that fantastic anymore. If Rico Lewis is going to keep playing, he's fine at his price, but the fixtures are not great. The fixtures are... Sorry. I need to write it on my whiteboard. Do not repeat myself. Do not repeat yourself. Gonna stick that right under the camera. Write it twice. That's a good one. That's a good one. That is a very good one. Dan, best McNeil replacement at 8.5 budget. What do you think about Garnacho? My issue is Garnacho before and after the manager change. We don't know where he's going to play in the new system. I don't mind Garnacho. There's not many midfielders in that bracket at the moment that I really want to recommend. So I potentially would just play McNeil and let your sub in if you have one. You've got no Liverpool defence. Yeah, I don't actually think the next 5 are that great from defensive point of views. I will be getting Konate, I think, at some point though. Don't stop repeating yourself. It's my thing. Okay. Sorry, you missed. Did you earlier say you're planning on selling Salah for Haaland? No, Haaland for Salah. Haaland for Salah. EAFC news. If you want to get me I've been promoting EAFC. If you want to get me the deal. Strand Larson, I just think Cunha's worth it. I think Cunha is worth it over him. Rodgers or Trossard? Probably Trossard for this game, but... No, probably Rodgers. Sell Palmer and Solanke, no. Option B, Haaland and Dibbling. Don't sell Palmer. Don't sell Palmer. Is Haaland going to absolutely punish me if I sell him? Is Haaland going to absolutely punish me if I sell him? Who to start out of 8 Nori, Gabriel. So this is quite common. 8 Nori, Gabriel, Lewis, Gavardio. Let me put it in the benching. I'm going to go 8 Nori first, Gabriel second, Lewis third, and Gavardio fourth. Probably. 2 XG last game. Yeah, but it was against Bournemouth. Southampton. And he's literally only done that once before. That guy Luke, who was in the chat earlier, who's staying at the Bournemouth hotel, has literally just posed for a photo outside of it. That is... He's actually stood up and he's got someone to take a picture of him as well. Let me show you. I rate that a lot. Right. Haaland to Solanke and upgrade Dibbling to Saka. I don't think Haaland to Saka is worth it. And I wouldn't buy Solanke either, so no. Haaland Diaz for Salah, Visa for -8, yes or no? No. Look, he's got someone to take a picture of him outside the hotel. I absolutely love it. I. Oh dear. That's very funny. Is Gvardiol going to start? We don't know. That's what we're hoping Luke's going to tell us, if he's with the squad or not. Got a free transfer spare. Should I take Greaves out? No. Unless you need him this week, I wouldn't bother. Watkins to Jackson. I wouldn't buy Jackson this week. I'd wait. Unless you need the money for something else, but I'd wait a couple of weeks on that until 12. I'd wait until 12. I need to make my transfers, but I still don't know what I'm going to do. I'm waiting on some potential news. Like, if we get news that suddenly, like, De Bruyne's with the squad or something, like, then it would sway my transfers for me. But I doubt we're going to get anything like that. Salah and Nunez for why are people buying Darwin? Please. We've been here before with this guy. We've been here before for this guy. Please don't buy Darwin. He's not better than Cunha. He's not better than Visa. He's not better than Raul Jimenez. Like, he's not a better pick than these players. Please. Should I, if Son with the squad today, we expect Son to play tomorrow. Don't do Darwin. Yeah, please. I'm not sure anyone who thinks Darwin's really a good idea. Maybe he'll do well, but surely no one believes he's truly a good idea. Did Saka price rise? He did. I'm sure he wasn't predicted. The whiteboard's quite difficult to read, so if you want to see it, I need to... There you go. With my little pen. There you go. I did write it. I write on that whiteboard every day. My team value is quite high. It's like 102.8 or something. Saka was minus 14 and rose in price. Wow. Interesting. Well, I'm glad I've got him. Glad I never sold him. Because that would have annoyed me. If I don't make the Haaland move, will I be selling to Cunha? Yeah. It's one of those. Cunha will be in my team for the deadline. I'm certain of that. It will either be Slanky to Cunha or be Haaland to Cunha and Mavididi to Salah. The fact that Mavididi is the one that's stopping me making these transfers, because the thought of him scoring today and me selling him just brings me to tears, really. Hopefully the Foden punt pays off. I mean, he looked great last game. Start Mavididi or Johnson, I'd play Johnson. Even if Gabriel plays, would I still either Gabriel to Konate or Raya to Sells? Gabriel is a much better pick than Raya, so I would keep him. All it takes is a sudden goal out of nowhere for Gabriel, and suddenly everyone is reminded how good an asset he is. So I will not be recommending anyone to sell Gabriel to free up money, because all it took was a couple of goals early on, and suddenly everyone changes their mind. Everyone remembers when Charlie Daniels scored that goal. So, my surname is Daniels. Did you know that? We have some friends who are Bournemouth fans, and we got them a Bournemouth shirt with Daniels on the back when he was there as a present. Fun fact for you all, because it's like getting them with our name on the back, but also it was their player's name. Funny. With that logic, should you really sell Haaland then? I don't think Foden's a bad pick. Like, I'd rather Palmer than Foden this week, though. No, my dad's name is this will amuse everyone. Is Jack. I'll let you put it together. I'll let you all put it together. Should I keep Watkins? I'd probably sell him. The best jokes are the ones you have to explain. I agree. Some people are getting it. Some people are getting it. Is Pedro starting? I wonder if my dad's listening, or my mum might be listening. They sometimes do watch. And they text me after the stream. Dad, if either of you are listening, you need to do your fancy teams. You need to do your teams. You have Salah and Haaland. Holly's now texting me about her team. Is Chris Wood fit? Yes, he is, I think. Yeah, I think as well. Yeah? What's your dilemma?
No, I just don't know whether I even bother making a transfer. I've not.
Do you have any money?
Good question. I have 0.4 million and one transfer.
One transfer? Oh, I wouldn't. Well, you could sell Watkins.
I like him.
Alright, then don't sell Watkins then.
Are you selling Haaland?
I might sell Haaland.
Wow. Big news.
That's not very nice.
Should I sell Haaland?
Well, not with one transfer.
Okay, so maybe sell Haaland next week. What's everyone doing on your stream? Are they selling Haaland?
No, most of them think I'm a bit crazy for selling Haaland.
I feel like you're normally quite a steady Eddie.
I know.
Selling Haaland would be quite out of character.
Oh, don't say that.
But you know best. You know best.
Oh, no. Holly should do Watkins to Cunha. But
I have Cunha. I know I've got Consa. A bit different. It's Cunha of Wolves.
Yeah.
I quite like to get a yellow player in my team. Add some colour into my players.
Watkins isn't bad, though.
Put him?
Watkins isn't bad.
I'll keep Watkins. Okay, thank you.
That's all right. Right. Anyway, back to the stream. I'm now really questioning myself. Dear. Dear. Anyway, I'm really questioning my decisions now. Oh, what happens if Haaland scores a brace? Or worse, a hat-trick. Oh dear. What happens if that happens? That's not good either. Anyway. What time is it? How long have we got to the deadline? Ooh, less than an hour. Less than an hour. Kepa in goal today. I think Kepa being in goal is good for Haaland. Oh, Siri's now listening to me. Start DCL or who was that? Start DCL or Porro. Wow, I'd play DCL. We haven't actually had that many questions about DCL. I'm surprised by that. I just repeated myself again. I would do Solanke to Cunha this week. Yes, I would. I just joined. Sorry, everything froze. Ask Siri if you should sell Haaland. Oh. Had a good head and hands moment. Yeah, it heard me. Siri heard me selling Haaland and didn't know what to do. Didn't like it. It's too quiet when I don't repeat myself. I think we should do a vote. Do you like when I repeat myself? Yes or no? Do you like me repeating myself? Yes. No. I feel like this poll is going to end badly for me. If you don't mind, vote yes. Oh, and my whole chat is frozen. It's normal. A lot of streamers do it. All right, we're all good then. Yeah, 74% of you said yes. That's all I needed to know. I have tried to do too many things, and it's all freezing now. So, right, back to the chat. What are my plans? I feel like I'm going to sell Haaland. Repeating for better than you're slurping. Great. Thanks. Naming all my negative qualities but saying one's better than another negative thing about me. Great. I'm out of tea, you'll be happy to hear. Think of what you can buy with the money, but think of how many points Haaland can score. Think of how many points he can score. Start Rodgers or Mavididi. My chat is completely frozen on my screen, so we'll just answer these questions now. Oh, start Rodgers or Mavididi. It's going now. Rodgers or Mikalenko. Always Rodgers in that situation. Repeating gives your brain time to think. Exactly. Because I could read the question in silence, then read it out loud for you to know what question I'm answering, and then answer it. But then there'd be loads of silent pauses. Don't sell Haaland. Don't be an idiot. Oh, well. Haven't used your wildcard yet. When's the best time? Game week 12, I would plan, is probably the best time. Unless your team looks really strong, then you can hold it. But game week 12 is arguably the best time left. On the whole, depending on what your team looks like. Start Rodgers or Garnacho? Probably Rodgers. Haaland versus Salah for captaincy. You have Palmer also. I mean, if you have both Haaland, Salah, Palmer, you're going to have this decision most weeks. People seem to think Salah is the best option this week. If I sell Haaland this week, when am I bringing him back in? Probably not for a while. 8 or so weeks he'd be out for. How to sell Gvardiol with minus 0.3 in the bank? Minus 0.3. I'd come down to someone like a Dallo or an 8 Nori probably. Why not Vista instead of Cunha? Because of quite how good Matez Cunha is for bonus points. And he's been good despite the fixtures early on being not very good for Wolves. So. Trent or Mavididi to start? Trent. If you've got Trent, you've got to start him. If you're not starting him in these fixtures, you shouldn't be owning Trent. So Trent. Take a hit to get Trent to Lewis and Eze to Saka, or have other way to get the cash. I mean, I wouldn't sell Trent to Lewis for a hit this week. I don't like that. 8 weeks without Haaland. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, there'll be a hat-trick in there at some point, I'm sure. But you happy without any Liverpool players? Maybe that'll be different by the deadline. You've been so patient on Haaland and it hasn't paid off. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Oh, wow. Andy has sold them. Where's Oscar? Play Semenyo or Mikalenko. I'd probably play Semenyo. Why not Saka to Salah and Solanke to Cunha? Change back to Saka in 1 or 2 weeks so you're covered. Because if I'm going to sell Haaland, the best time to sell Haaland is now, and I also can't afford those transfers. I'd have the money to do those. I'd have anything in the bank. So I can't. I'd have to come way down. I'd have to do Slanky to like Archer to be able to afford that. Is it weird to captain Cunha? I would say slightly. Probably not top of my captaincy rankings this week. Probably, yeah. I would say he's not completely top.
Budget forward poll. Let's put it to.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's top of my captaincy option this week. Is it weird, Captain Cunha? We did start Gvardiol or Konate. I'm not sure Gvardiol's going to start. We are waiting for some news on someone. Someone's just tweeted saying that Chris Wood's fine with the squad, but I don't know where it's from. But we expected him to be okay anyway. Solanke to Raul, Raya to Pickford, Saka to Salah. I don't love the Saka to Salah move, to be honest. Like, it looks fine for this week, but I don't think it's the long term. I don't think it's the long term play. DCL or Strand Larson. I mean, I wouldn't buy DCL. One sec.
Gabriel was injured. He was last.
So, don't wait until the last minute to make my Haaland move. Why not? Sorry, you missed your super chat. Right, I'm back. I gave some memberships to Focal because I said I was going to do it, and someone on Twitter told me to do it, so I did it. DCL or Solanke, Semenyo or Rogers, sell 2. DCL or Solanke, Semenyo or Rogers, sell 2. Probably Solanke. I mean, a Solanke DCL probably. The 2 strikers would go. Any Arsenal news? Nothing as of yet. My computer is running really slowly and it's really putting me off. Let me try and refresh it. There we go. That's slightly better. Sorry, it's really throwing me off. Remember to mute your stream. 8 Nori for Lewis. I don't mind selling Lewis, only if you need the money though. You don't need to make a big Haaland move unless... I think I'm going to do it, but I think I'm going to do it. Let's see what we get to when we get to the deadline. Thank you for 1,000 likes on the stream as well. Am I going to do the Haaland out, Salah in? I think probably. Would I play Trossard or Rogers? Probably Rogers, just because you know what you're going to get with him. Should I start Smith Rowe or Rogers? Smith Rowe, that's a great one. That is a great one. Don't sell Haaland. It's going to be what it's going to be, isn't it? Am I related to Nick Pope? Do I look like Nick Pope? You're not the first person who said that. Haaland to Cunha, Rodgers to Salah. Yeah, like I don't mind that if they're for free. Don't mind that if they're for free. I do a bit. Luis Diaz or not. He's fit. You just don't know he's going to start. Gakpo's been pretty good, and we expect Darwin to play through the middle, which means one of them's got to play out on the left. So, if I wouldn't sell Luis Diaz unless you can get to a Saka, Palmer, or a Salah. So if you can't get the money to that, I'd probably just chance that he starts this weekend. Gvardiol to Trent. I don't think Trent's massively worth the money. I would probably just go to Konate. Son injury status. We're expecting Son to be okay, but we don't know at the moment. We don't know at the moment. Is Fabianski... I'm rewording that question from UCF. I'm not reading that out. I'm going to reword it as, do we think Fabianski is going to keep his place for West Ham? I probably do. For the short term, I think he'll start the next couple, unless it was an injury concern, but it hasn't been mentioned. So it does feel like it was purely based off what he wanted to do and who he thought was in form. So I think Fabianski keeps his place. Is Munil Defo out? No. He was with the physios and he hadn't trained, and he said there's a chance for him, but it's definitely not guaranteed. It's definitely not guaranteed. Haaland injured? No, Haaland's not injured. Start Solanke or Rodgers? Probably Rodgers. Semenyo or Rodgers out to fund Salah? Semenyo or Rodgers out to fund Salah? Probably Semenyo. I like Rodgers. I do like Rodgers. Konate or Aït-Nouri? If I had the budget, I'd go Aït-Nouri first. Semenyo or Imran and Ndai? I'd probably go Ndai this week. Last 5 head-to-head aggregate scores. Liverpool 8, Brighton 12, Bournemouth 3, Southampton. Yeah, but this is I looked at that and I thought that would be an interesting fact. But then also, things are so different at Bournemouth now than they have been. Can I explain the rationale behind Haaland out after he accumulated his highest ever XG? He's not going to get that XG every week, right? He got it against a Southampton team who massively gave them space and massively gave them chances. So that result is what it is. I don't necessarily think the teams coming up are going to give him the same space. Harry, 2v transfers. Who do I priority sell out? DCL, Rodgers, Trent, Semenyo, and if I do Haaland out, Salah in, who do I sell? Solanke or DCL? Haaland out, Salah in, who do I sell? Salah, Solanke or DCL? I'd rather sell... DCL's a bigger sell than Solanke for me. Over the next two. Latest Gabriel news, we don't have anything as of yet. Ooh, Jeremy Doku on Instagram. Well, that's not good for Haaland. You all know what I think about Jeremy Doku playing alongside Haaland. Yeah, he smashed Bournemouth last time he played them away. Or was that at home? Am I making the transfers or not? It's either Haaland to Cunha, Mavididi to Salah, or Solanke to Cunha. I don't mind Garnacho at his price. I don't mind Garnacho. I just don't know what he's going to look like in the new system in a couple of weeks, whether we know he's going to start in it or not. But he's not bad at all. I'd go Aït-Nouri over Dalot. Aït-Nouri is on 4 yellow cards, which is something to remember, but I don't think it would let me put me off. The fixtures for Wolves are absolutely good enough that if I told you this is the run from now until game week 18 and I told you he misses one of those games, you'd still buy him. You'd still buy him. If I told you he misses one of these games and you are guaranteed an auto sub because he will play 0 minutes, you'd buy him anyway. So don't let it put you off because the fixture run is just starting. And if he gets booked now and misses Southampton, you'll still want him for the fixtures after that as well. So hopefully it's not this week though, because I would like him for Southampton. Hopefully he gets booked against Southampton while scoring and getting 20 points as well. Can't believe I'm honestly considering even selling Haaland when you own Solanke. Anyway, start Keane or Robinson. I play Robinson because I don't think Keane will start. Raya and Kanate or Gabriel and Kelleher. I wouldn't go Kelleher. So the option without Kelleher. Because Alisson's expected back in game week 12. The only reason you'd go Kelleher is if you've got a wild card for game week 12. But is Son fit? We're expecting Son to be back in the squad. We're expecting Son to start, really. 3 to start among DCL, Vardy, Johnson and Cunha. I'd probably bench DCL. Probably sell DCL. Raya, Gabriel, Lewis, Faz, Howard Bellis. Saka, Rodgers and Burmo, Palmer, Semenyo. Selling Haaland and Semenyo for Cunha and Salah. Do I take a hit to get Nori? Also, you've got Gabriel, Lewis. I mean, if you do either Howard Bellis or Wout Faz up to Cunha, then yeah, I probably would do that. Shroot. Sorry. Need to bench one from McNeil, Wood and Maddison. I'd bench McNeil just because he's the doubt, to be honest. Foden out. I'm not sure I'd sell Foden this week. I'd probably keep him unless you can go to Palmer or Salah. But I'd probably give Foden another week if you did buy him. To do just Slanky to Cunha, part of me wants to keep Slanky for Ipswich at home. Feels like a great fixture to try and boost some Slanky confidence. And now he's dropped in price as well last night. It is what it is with him. See, this person, I think selling Haaland is the right thing to do because of all the City injuries and he's not looked that great. You wouldn't keep DCL for Southampton. I mean, I'd sell DCL before I sold some of these other players that people are mentioning. I'd probably, like if I could, would I keep DCL for Southampton? Probably. But if I could do DCL to Cunha, would I do that? Yeah. So it's not the end of the world to keep DCL for Southampton, of course, but if I could sell him and buy Cunha, then I would do that transfer. Particularly with Cunha, without the Palace, without Wharton, and without Eze. I would do that move. So Smith Rowe, Rodgers. If you've got Smith Rowe at home to Brentford, I would definitely play that. Start Keane or Dalot. Keane or Dalot. I'd probably play Dalot because I just don't think Keane's going to start. Thoughts on taking a -8? I probably wouldn't. Depending on what the transfers are, but generally I'm not a fan of -8s. Barely a fan of -4s generally. Start Araya or sells. Start Visa or Raya or sells, and I completely blanked the question. I would start sells. Do I think Gabriel or Aït-Nouri is a better asset? Long term, Gabriel. For the next 2 weeks, Aït-Nouri. We're expecting Chris Wood to be available. Let's put some of these. Rodgers or Semenyo. I'd play Rodgers over Semenyo. Definitely. Rodgers would be top of the... Oh. Rodgers. Where would I put Semenyo in this? Would I play Lewis? I'd probably put him... Cunha or Jackson? Cunha. Bench 1. Gabriel, Aït-Nouri, Trent or Rico Lewis. I wouldn't bench Trent, so Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis. Start Raya or Fabianski. Raya over Fabianski as per my team. Hate to break it, but one of your graphics is wrong. It says Salah is playing Liverpool. It doesn't. It says Salah captain, and then the fixture is Liverpool-Brighton. It's got both the home and away team, and just because Liverpool's at home, they're at the first. Whereas on the Haaland part, it's Bournemouth, Man City. But thank you. 30-minute countdown, 30 minutes to go to the deadline. If you haven't liked the stream already or subscribed, and we also haven't put it in subscriber only mode, which we normally do at an hour. So if you haven't subscribed, you got away with it. I felt like I sounded like wherever his name is, Mark Goldbridge. We're going to put it on subscriber only mode. You literally have to subscribe for any length of time before you can start using the chat again. Let's also turn the slow mode up as well because the chat is racing. There we go. Jackson or Visa? I'd go Visa now, but I like Jackson in a couple of weeks. So if going Visa now means you're not going to go Jackson, then maybe just go Jackson, but probably Visa. No, I'm going to make at least one transfer. I'm going to own Cunha for one of my forwards, and if I sell Haaland, I'll buy Salah. I'm waiting if there's any news on things that I need to do elsewhere in my team. Like, I'm still hoping we get City news. We might get City news. We might get... let me show you this. They've not just got Son at the beginning of the video for the sake of it, have they?
Let's go.
Good morning.
Son's not just there just for vibes. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. 30 minutes before this deadline, I'd start Son. I mean, this probably tells us nothing, but I would start Son based off this. I would have started Son anyway if you had him. If you guys do see any stuff on Twitter, as always, I've got my phone up with anything you tag me in on it as well. So please do tag me in stuff if you see it. My likely transfers, if the deadline was now, I would be selling Erling Haaland. I would be selling Erling Haaland if the deadline was now. Start Porro or Dallo? Probably Porro. Would I sell to Lewis Nori? Lewis to Nori. I mean, it's a very luxury move. Feels very sideways. No, I probably wouldn't. Will you be shocked to see Richarlison start over Solanke? Yes. Against Aston Villa, I absolutely would. Rodgers or Welbeck? I'd start Rodgers. Bench 1, Nori, Lewis, Canate. Already have Trent. Lewis. I'd double up on Liverpool. I'd play Canate over Lewis. One of Trent or Lewis out for Nori, or hold them both this week. I'd keep Trent this week. I'd keep Trent, yes. Porro or Gabriel? I'd play Gabriel. I don't love Porro. If they decide to play without Maddison, Kulusevski, I say this every week. If they decide to start playing without Maddison and Kulusevski together in the same team, then I'll look back at Porro. But until then, I'm not going to do it. until then, I just not liking Porro as an asset. I'm very happy to let him go. He's not even on my radar. He's not on my watch list at all. There's probably 15 defenders, 20 defenders I'd buy before I bought him. DCL to Cunha for free. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah. I should get rid of Slanky first, but keeping Slanky for Ipswich at home still doesn't feel like a bad idea. Is Wood definitely playing? I mean, I can't guarantee it, but I expect him to. How is Bournemouth defensive record this season? Bournemouth's defensive record this season is not bad. Conceded 1 to Aston Villa. Okay, should have conceded more. The red card against Arsenal. 0.79 against Leicester. 0.6 against Southampton. 1.65 only XG, but conceded 3 to Liverpool. Conceded just once to Chelsea. Conceded twice to Everton. Conceded once to Newcastle. And conceded once to Forest. It's been okay. It's been okay. Dean is the buy, but the fixtures for the next couple are Spurs away, Liverpool away, so I wouldn't be buying Luca Dean now. Any Arsenal team leaks? No, we don't have anything yet. No. I will be keeping an eye on if you tag me in anything. Right, how long have we got? 24 minutes. Right, I would like to know anything on Arsenal and that City squad, because if City suddenly have if someone surprising has suddenly got back in the squad, it might change my mind. Because if suddenly some of their wingers are in the squad again and Gvardiol's there, it suddenly boosts them, and maybe I don't want to sell Haaland. Maybe I don't want to sell Haaland. DCL to Raul Jimenez or Visa for a hit. I don't think I wouldn't sell Calvert-Lewin for a hit this week. Andy thinks Gabriel starts. I expect so. Haaland needs De Bruyne for my big returns. It's interesting that, because Haaland I think De Bruyne's only had 1 assist to Haaland this season, but he does just make the play better. I agree. Would I do 8 Nori for a hit? Unlikely, but I don't know who your defenders are. DCL to Visa for free or hold? For free, yes. For a hit, no. Beto for Haaland, no. DCL to Raul or Visa for a hit? I wouldn't sell DCL for a hit, no. Do I think Diaz starts over Gakpo this week? I would probably, but I think it's really close. It's honestly probably one of the most 50-50 calls we've had. Virgil or Konate, I would just go Konate. Buenanotte or McNeil on wildcard? Probably neither. I'd go Rodgers. Probably neither. I'll go Rodgers or Semenyo. Solanke to Cunha seems like the only move. We will see. Omar, let me have a look. Keep Semenyo or transfer out for Smith Rowe. I'd keep Semenyo and hopefully don't have to play him this week, but I would still keep him. Son being back is also a... I mean, I don't know whether to believe this. Someone's just told me that they've seen the Arsenal squad walking around and Gabriel is with them. But we knew he'd travelled anyway. So that's all that tells us. But this is the thing, and this is why it's difficult, because you get random DMs from people who have never sent you a message before claiming to know what they're talking about. And I have to make a judgment call on whether that's reliable enough to tell you guys or whether it's not reliable enough to keep. And then if it ends up being right, then I'm like, well, did I keep information from you that I should have told you? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's the only one I've had this week. But I got to make a judgment call on hundreds of random people. Croatia Press said Gvardiol is fine. See FPL Heisenberg's tweet earlier. I will have a look. I will have a look. Well, it is positive that on Guardiola, that's true. But it says he'll probably play other weekend, but he's going to go for a massage. Great holiday videos. Play 2 of Gabriel, Simicast, Gvardiol. Simicast, probably bench Gvardiol. Sorry. When start Dallo or Mikalenko? Probably Mikalenko. If you have Salah, would I cap him? If I go Salah, I would cap him, yes. Bless me, thank you. Bless you. Thank you all very much. Well muted. Salah or Haaland as captain if I have both. If I had both, it'd probably just about be on Haaland because of the ownership of Haaland, but I shouldn't hold my nose while sneezing. You risk rupturing your ribs. Sorry, but I can't sneeze on stream. That would be even worse. Why not Visa over Cunha? I like Cunha long term. He's very creative and he's good for bonus as well. Whereas other players in Brentford can mop up bonus. Trent to Aït-Nouri and Solanke to Cunha and Semenyo to Palmer. Yeah, I don't mind that. You are selling Trent this week, which I don't love, but I do like Palmer. 2v transfers, 1.1 million in the bank. Which would I prioritise? DCL to Cunha or Salah Haaland swap? Probably DCL out is probably a bigger priority. 18 minutes to go for the deadline. If you haven't liked already, please do. And subscribe if you are new to the channel as well. We're on our way now to 150k. We're on our way to 150k. How long have we got? 18 minutes. Visa's EO is beautiful. To be honest, even Cunha's EO is beautiful. I repeated myself again there. Ake starts. We have no idea. Haaland and Cunha outscore Salah and Solanke this week. But I'm going to own Cunha regardless. The debate is Salah and Solanke or Haaland and Mavididi. Salah and Solanke or Haaland and Mavididi. And then next week having Solanke at home to Ipswich as well is just better. What do I think about Matheus Nunes? I don't mind him at all at 4.9 million. I don't mind him at all. Mavididi could easily score today, potentially. But it's still a long-term play that the moves are better, I think. Do I feel like you lost 0.2 if I do? Well, I didn't do the Solanke moves because I always knew this was a possibility. I'm not going to get Salah keeping Haaland. That's not an option. That is not an option. Would I consider Vardy? I don't mind Vardy. I think I'm... Oh, 15 minutes. As the deadline draws closer and it gets more to the point of me considering it and actually having to click the button, I feel much less comfortable with it. I look stressed. I feel stressed. I feel stressed already. How long have we got? Andy has just tweeted about Gabriel. Andy has tweeted about Gabriel. Let me show you. Oh, don't want to do that. I don't even know how I did that. He thinks it's Gabriel's start. He's not been 100% accurate, though, that source, and it's not the same person that told him Gabriel last year. I think we get a start for him. You need me to zoom in? That better? There we go. There we go. So that's positive if you're owning Gabriel. That's positive if you're owning Gabriel. Start Rodgers or Strand Larsen. Rodgers or Strand Larsen. Probably Strand Larsen out of the two. Gvardiol starting, we don't know yet. Doesn't look like we're going to get it before the deadline. We knew you were never selling Haaland. I haven't made my transfers yet. We haven't made my transfers yet. Buy Son. I wouldn't probably buy Son. He is expected to start, though. He's not bad for the next two, but... Oh, just do it, Harry. Oh. I hope you can feel the stress through the screen because I feel stressed. Trust my gut, but I don't know what my gut is saying. My gut says something different every 20 seconds. You just said, yeah. Foden, Slanky out. Strand Larsen for a -4. Foden, Slanky out. Salah, Strand Larsen for a -4. Yes. I think Cunha's worth a hit over Strand Larsen. But yes, I would do those moves. Would I start Mikalenko over Mavididi or anyone else? No, I wouldn't. Any news on Newcastle, Gordon or Isak's availability? We don't have that either, actually. That is an interesting one because... That is an interesting one. They normally post a video of players arriving. But they haven't done that yet. They haven't done that yet. Best midfielder for the next 2 game weeks and start Manil or Wood. I'd start Wood, and if you need a midfielder for 2 game weeks, I mean, someone like a Brennan Johnson is not bad if you can't get up to one of the premiums. Cunha captain, I don't think I'd do that. 10 minutes countdown. Right, we best get things moving, shall we? Oh, wait. Oh, we're still at 12 minutes. We still got 10, 12 minutes. Someone's at the door. Does Mikalenko outscore Lewis? It's possible. It's possible. But if I'm going to sell Haaland, there's no way I'm selling Lewis. I'm benching Lewis as well. This guy missed my super chat. Not subscribing. Luke, let me find it. You have Son, Palmer, Haaland. Do I sell Son for Saka? Not this week. I'd give Son the next 2 and then sell to Saka in 12. Sells to Saka in 12. Right. I can't believe I'm going to do this. It feels so wrong. It feels so wrong. Oh. But that team does look really nice, doesn't it? And it gives me 1.3 million in the bank. Chris Wood? Yeah, Chris Wood should start today. You just put your name in the goblet of fire. Maybe I should spin a wheel. Oh. Okay, just before I do that. FPL Main Road, one of the city leakers. That is interesting. Because that could be Rico Lewis. Right, where has it gone? Oh, this is... I've never done anything like this before. Oh, it doesn't feel particularly comfortable, but... No, the Gavardiol news is a fake tweet. Please check the account on that Gavardiol tweet. It is fake. Is Rodgers worth starting over Gabriel? I probably would start Rodgers, yeah. Oh, if in doubt, do nothing. Is Robertson starting? Do it. Don't do it. The Walker travelling is interesting. I don't know if it means I should bench Lewis, but then it could be Gavardiol that misses out. So, because he did say how tired Lewis is. Okay, right. Well, I mean, we've got to do it now. Fortune favours the brave. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Am I brave? I don't know about that, to be honest. There's no Tony news. I have Tony on notifications, so it's not the real Tony. Let's do some questions, shall we? Let's do some questions. Is Diaz a sell? I would unless you can go up to one of the premiums. I can't even read the chat. It's going so fast. Can't even read what's going on. I look physically sick. I feel physically sick. Haaland, hat-trick pending. Possibly. Aina or Guardiola, probably play Aina. The Walker news has spooked me a little bit. But I think I'm going to stick with Lewis. I got 1.3 in the bank now. I'm calling 999. Hang in there, Harry. Thank you. Gabriel to Canatis can afford DCL to Cunha. I don't think I'd be selling Gabriel. I'd sell Raya, for example, first if you have him. I'd find another way to do that transfer. Haaland hat-trick incoming. Yeah, possibly. I'm definitely putting a bet on Haaland to score today. I score more than one. One's okay. Yeah. Apparently there is a travelling... Apparently, yeah, Walker has... McNeil to start. I doubt McNeil's going to start, but we don't know. McNeil's one I find really hard to call. Right, we got 3 minutes. Let me get lots of questions answered. So, bench Lewis. I wouldn't bench Lewis. I'd start him. Why Salah captain? Because he's the best option I've got now. Start Aina or Gabriel? Probably Gabriel. Mikalenko benched. Because I don't want to start him over any of my defenders. Start with Smith Rowe or Rodgers. Smith Rowe, if you've got him, has to start against Brentford. Any updates on Gvardiol and Woods? Gvardiol, we don't know. Wood, we expect to be fine. Yeah, listen to thick of it after the stream to make myself feel a little bit better. Start Calvert-Lewin or Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe. Is McNeil playing? We don't know anything on McNeil. Start DCL or Rodgers. Rodgers over DCL I'd play if you've got him. Start Raya or Flecken. Raya over Flecken. Visa or Bowen. You've got to play Visa if you've got him. Gvardiol or Gabriel. Gabriel. A Slanky to Cunha or hold. I'd do it. Start Dibbling or Semenyo. Haaland hat-trick imminent. Is Rodgers worth starting over Gabriel? We did start Rodgers or Vardy. I'd start Vardy. And Robertson or Aina. Probably Aina. I start Aina or Gabriel. Gabriel. Smith Rowe or Semenyo. Oh, sell Smith Rowe or Semenyo. I'd keep Smith Rowe. We have 1 minute to go to the deadline. Please go and check your teams. That is absolutely flown by. 1 minute to go. It is 59. Please go and check your teams. Luckily, that timer is early for exactly this reason. Go and check your teams. Go and make your final decisions now. Lock in your teams. I sold Haaland. Oh, dear. And I don't even have a screenshot of my team. Oh, let me take it on here. Locked in. That is going to be the deadline. Haaland hat-trick locked in as well, probably. Haaland hat-trick locked in as well. Do you think the timer needs to be earlier, Jen? I can make it a full minute early. I can make it a full minute earlier. It's 30 seconds early now. Maybe I'll make it even more. If you have enjoyed the stream, please do like and subscribe before you go. We'll hang around for a few minutes. We'll probably wait for the Arsenal team news. Let me post this team. Let me post it for a moment. Relax. I think relax is not the word I would describe it as right now. Right, let me post my team. Let me tweet my team. I'll be with you in 2 moments. FPL Tony City news. I haven't seen any. Oh, I've seen someone tag him saying that Gvardiol, Haaland, Foden, Lewis start. And apparently it's from Patreon. Yeah, apparently it's from his Patreon. That's saying Gvardiol, Foden, Haaland, Lewis, apparently. I haven't seen it because I'm not in his Patreon. Challenge we will do. We will do. Yeah, I'm just tweeting my team, sorry. I got rid of Haaland. I did. And we will see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Let me post it on Instagram. Right, let's do some fancy challenge, shall we? Feel stressed. Still, I feel stressed. I sold Haaland to Cunha. And I sold Mavididi to Salah. Pick team. Foul play. What do I get points for? Fouls who are 1 are worth 2 points. Fouls conceded are -1. So I need players who are going to get fouled loads, like Mo Salah. I think I'll go 1-2-1. Who gets fouled loads in goal? No one really. Who concedes loads of corners? I'm going to pick for a clean sheet this week. I'm going to go Matt Sells. Your cap is Salah, but still got Haaland. That's a nice position to be in. We're going to go Trent in defence. Mo Salah. Do I have budget this week? Budget unlimited. Nice. Midfielders. Walker travels. Yeah, I saw that, but it doesn't mean he starts. Up front, I'm going to have to pick Haaland, aren't I? I'm going to captain Haaland as well. Just to have Haaland captain in some sort of game. I've got to captain him, right? I've got to captain him. You've had them both since. Only problem is that not easy captaincy edition. That's kept me 60k. It's a headache. Not very well done to have both though. Someone just replied to me saying they benched Buonanotte. Left Cunha captain by mistake instead of Salah. It's not the end of the... I almost did the same. Like when I made the transfers, I realised that Cunha had the captaincy. Haaland super hat-trick incoming. Possible. Oh dear. How long have we got until we get the Arsenal news? We've got 8 minutes and then we will wrap up the stream. My stream is going all over the place. Big moves. If you need the codes for all the leagues, they are in the description. There is both the league for the overall FPL league, which is charity based, and everyone who beats me, we give money to charity. And there is the Fancy Challenge league code in the description down below as well. We are also 70 likes from 2,000 likes on the stream. So if you are still in and haven't liked, now. Apparently the Arsenal team's been leaked. Gabriel apparently starts. Saka, apparently Apparently it's Raya, Gabriel, Saliba, Partey, Timber, Marino, Rice, Havertz, Trossard, Martinelli, Saka. Apparently. Best of luck, Harry. Genuinely respect the bravery. Let's hope. I just hope it's not this week that I get punished by it. Like, let's just at least give it this week to be okay. And then long term, if you want to punish me, Haaland, punish me. But not this weekend. Please, not this weekend. Oh, dear. Should I take A-level biology or photography? I did A-level biology up for 1 year, an AS, and then I dropped it. If you like photography and you think, what do you want your career to be, Liam? What's more likely, in a biology or photography? If it's neither, then do the one you enjoy most, probably. I went for it. I did. For everyone saying I just put stuff in my videos for the sake of it. I don't think I've ever done that. Ever. Almost certain I haven't ever done that. Not even in the early days. It might be that it's only a 20% chance, and the chances of something that's 20% happening are slim, and then I don't do something that's 20%. Yeah, fine, but it is possible that I do it. It is possible that I do it. I've got to just hold off it for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks. We want cake. I actually made brownies yesterday. Do you want to see them? How's the blood pressure? Lower than it was about 15 minutes ago. Holly's bringing the brownies. She heard me. She's listening to my stream. I sold Haaland and I feel stressed.
Well, I've never seen your face look like that before. What was wrong?
Oh, but I can't cut it with anything.
No, but you need to hold it up. Show where it says Harry. Good brownies. Are you going to tell everyone what we actually did?
We made brownies.
But we went on a brownie making course.
Yeah, we went on a brownie making course yesterday.
And how weird is this?
You might be in the...
What? Oh. Just to bring it on to brownies, the lady told us that you should store them in the fridge.
Yeah, they said you got to store them in the fridge.
Yeah.
It's got chocolate buttons on it.
I think they're delicious.
Delicious.
I mean, it's not baked.
It is. It's fine.
It's solidified now.
It's gooey. Looks lovely. There you go.
Yeah, it's good.
It's got my name on it. That's me.
Did they get a lot out of you at this time of the stream? Because when you sold Haaland, you haven't really spoken since you did it. It's like you've been in permanent shock.
I've been in shock a little bit. Yeah, fridge storage keeps them gooey.
Oh, does it?
You can't taste it. Yeah.
You can't taste it?
They can't taste it.
Sad times. We really should shift.
They say they look delicious. They say taste it.
I mean, yeah, should have some for breakfast.
They also say I'm going to regret selling Haaland.
It'd be good for your blood sugar levels after you've had a bit of a shock.
They're asking if Forest are going to win.
Yeah, aren't they doing well? Are there any Forest fans watching?
I don't know.
We're on fire.
Yeah, I sold Haaland H. I feel a bit stressed.
Well, you did it, so there's no point stressing now. To be honest, when you did it, you didn't say that you'd done it. You just the team just changed. And then I said to my sister, I don't know whether that means that he's done it or we're a bit confused.
Arsenal's team is out. No Ben White. Gabriel starts. Saka starts. Havertz starts if anyone has him. And Raya, of course, starts. Right. Thanks.
Is Haaland in the early kickoff?
No. He's at the same time as Salah.
But he is playing today?
Yeah.
Thank God. Otherwise, all weekend, we would just be stressed.
I was stressed all weekend already.
That's true, but extra stress.
Right. The team is out. We have I wonder who starts in goal for Bournemouth. That is the only thing that I wonder about. Wash my hands. I need to after this. I will after the stream. I'm just waiting for the Bournemouth lineup just to see who's playing in... Oh no, not Bournemouth. It's Newcastle. To see if Alexander Isak and stuff are playing. Isak starts. Gordon starts. Eddie Howe is as big a fib teller as some of the others. Anyway, the Arsenal team is also out. Let me just check. It was the earlier one was right. Arsenal always late. Why are Arsenal always late to tweet their team? Yeah, it looks right. It looks right. Cool. That is going to be everything from me today. Thank you all very much for joining the stream. Have a lovely weekend. Let's hope that Haaland doesn't punish us too much. Let's hope. Let's hope. Thank you all very much. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Let's go back to the mainstream. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you all very soon. And I'll make sure to put myself on mute this week. Bye, everyone.